Okay,
let's go. My name is TVKII. I make music. I love music. I love sound. I love noise. I think my earliest exposure to music was like church. I've been going to church like my whole life. So I'd probably say like 7, 6. That's when I started like dancing too. I started battling, doing the robot, pop locking and different stuff like that. How I found my style was going to church and watching musicians play instruments and stuff like that. Even hearing like the pastor, their cadence, how they preach, you know. You know, like I equate that to like drum. I wanted to create a vibe, energy, and an atmosphere so people can dance just like I dance to other people's music that I like. I've learned to play piano, I've learned to play drums, I've learned to play bass. The instrument that I learned to play the best would be the guitar. At one point in my life, I was learning how to play the alto saxophone, and after a couple practice sessions of like summertime, and my asthma caught up to me, so I had to stop. So I sold my Bundy 2 sax to get a guitar. You know, I fell in love with the strings. I gravitate towards Koala because of the efficiency, inspiration, and influence comes like at the drop of a dime. And I feel like Koala is one of the, if not the best medium that I could put my thoughts into something tangible that you can hear and you can feel as fast as I'm thinking. Especially with the touchscreen, like I don't need to touch like pads to create dynamics and to create that that velocity. There's not one thing that I haven't come across that Koala can't do. If there is something that Koala can't do, there's always a way to work around it and do it. I use Koala everywhere I go. Like everywhere I go. I'm at a bar, I'll make sure I carry some headphones. I'm at a mall, I'm out eating, I'll make sure that I carry my headphones or like a mic or something. Koala is always there, you know. If I wanted to use it with Ableton, if I wanted to use it with the SP44 Mark II, like I could plug up, you know, to the USB and different things, and like they talk to each other pretty well. The hours that I've put into Koala have exceeded the hours that I sleep. I think about making beats in Koala in my sleep. I'm not kidding. How I got so good at Koala is the community, from collaborating online with like people like Sans, Tatsumaki, Telly McLean, Thank You, aka Low Tech, aka the Big Z, you know what I'm saying? Koala is a great tool and a great resource to create a bond within your friends, because there's been times where I've had Koala sessions and I'm sending sessions back and forth with my friends and we're in the same room. I can't take full responsibility of like getting good or as good as I am in Koala. I have to like give a lot of like credit to the community, looking at like videos like that Sins makes or that Thank You, aka Low Tech makes. It's like, oh, what? You could do that? Oh, okay. You know, like let me try that, you know? The Koala Beat Cast is like family. To see other people, you know, making amazing music and amazing beats, it's very paramount to me. I feel like home. I had went up north for sample mode. Shout out to sample mode. I had taught some students how to use Koala and different things, and to see their face light up at what they can do with Koala and how easy and intuitive it is, it just creates a warmth in my heart. I like to teach. I like to help people. Koala is a great medium for that too. It's allowing people to get in touch with themselves. I get my sounds from everywhere, from Instagram, from YouTube, from people. So I could go outside, hear a door close. It's like, oh, hold on, that's in like a 3/4 rhythm. Let me try to put that into a 4/4. I like making sounds myself. This is like a shrink wrap roll from the warehouse, but if you hit it, it has like a sound. So like you could. It's fun. It's fun, to say the least. I'll sit and I'll just hum something, or I'll like beatbox something. It's real easy to throw it in Koala and like, let's see what we can do with this. My philosophy is, if you have the rhythm and the drums already like implemented, then everything else follows. I've studied a lot of different people. Some of my favorites like DiBiase. I go back to watching that Red Bull Big Tune beat battle like all the time. The thing that I've noticed is that like the drums are a driving force. You don't want to go into a beat battle with like smooth jazz or elevator like type or like lo-fi. If you make a track or a piece or a beat and you feel disrespected by your own beat, then yeah, you've done a good job. I like to lay my hi-hats first sometimes, then the snares. That sound is too long, so I'm gonna cut it short with the release. Yeah. I like how that sounds. And then I recorded some random sounds. I'm gonna try to get a little more. Let me see. This is a crunchy cucumber. It's just, yeah, I like that. Let me EQ it a little bit. Sounds like chicken grease or bacon being fried. I'm gonna chop that so I can be able to put that into like a rhythm. Auto chop, lazy, boom. Then let's lay a bass line. Let's go to minor. And let's lay some chords. Crossfade that. Yeah, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Yeah, I like that. I'll make my own sound real quick. You loop that, and then if you shorten, okay, now you have your own sound, and then let's resample that. So let's see what we can do with this. Let me see. Yeah. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a little reverb on there. I like using tape delay so it can create a little atmosphere. Let's put a warble on it. We're gonna put an auto pan on it so we can have things moving. And then we're gonna add a side chain to this tape delay. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna side chain that too. Yeah, and then we done. I like to add a compressor at the end of everything. You'll learn a lot about yourself using Koala. You'll learn a lot about music, learning. Just hop in a car and drive. You know what I'm saying? Koala is one of it's an EV, it's a combustible, it's it's anything that you can desire it to be. Don't be afraid to explore. Koala is king.